Gundam.kt presents G-Saviour. Hey, how you doing everybody? It is Robert184, 2 N's, 2 O's before the 2 B's, and today I will be looking at the high-grade G-Saviour Space Mode. This kit came out 6 years after the movie in the year 2000, and it sells for a far too reasonable 1,500 yen, or you could call it 84 American dollars. For those of you unfamiliar with the movie G-Saviour, though I don't know how that's possible, the movie was released in 1994 along with G Gundam as part of Gundam's 50th anniversary for their Big Bang event, and I have to say, this movie, it's incredible. If you're on eBay, I recommend spending whatever it takes. If it's $100, you're getting it for a steal. And I have to say, for me, this is a lot better than the highly overrated Zeta Gundam series, and if you don't believe me, why don't you check out MAHQ for another glowing review. Now I should also mention that I've already built the 1/100th non-grades, the perfect grade, the 1/60th with light and sound, and both versions of the master grade, including the version Katoki. But you know what? One shelf can never really have enough G-Saviour goodness on it. And especially once you've got the models built, I always recommend keeping them next to an original movie poster, if at all possible. Now for the box tour, you can see that the model name is the G-Saviour 18.2 to 18.7 meters, that's in its transformed mode. And as we take a look around the box, you can see a pretty decent shot of the G-Saviour, its back, some more information, including film scene selects, showing off some of the incredible computer graphics works that put Titanic and Terminator 1 to shame. Looking around the rest of the box, you will see that this is GS01, and this is the first in what would prove to be a long line of kits from G-Saviour. As you scroll around 144th G-Saviour, and you get such features as a beam rifle, thus far unseen in a Gundam weapon, you get a beam shield, as well as a beam saber and a head unit, which is something I always appreciate when Bandai throws in, as well as you get some look at the back details, some more information about the space type, and finally, a shot of how it will look, completely painted by a professional, out of the package. In fact, the line of G-Saviour models is so extensive that in the Gunpla 2007 Bible, on the back you can take a look at a list of all of the different series in there, from the original Mobile Suit Gundam, then Mobile Suit Variations, Mobile Suit Beta Gundam, etc. It's not even on here, and the reason for that is that basically, if they included the G-Saviour kits in this book, it would overshine the other ones to such an extent that you probably would just not buy anything else. When you crack the box open, you're going to be treated to the pleasure of an ad for a Wonder Swan, which seems to be debuting in December of this year, 2009. So forget about DS and PSP Goes, that's where it's at. And you also get a ton of plates with this, including an A plate with yellow, green, blue, and red, and then you're going to get the rest of the plates, which actually turns out to be one less than the number of plates in the perfect grade 00 Riser. Inside the box we're treated to even more ads for G-Saviour goodness, including novels, which I have read extensively and translated and posted online, so take a look for those on BitTorrent, as well as a 3D action shooting game for the PS2 called G-Saviour, which, yeah, check that out used. And don't forget that you can get tons of different things called Sound Cinema CDs for more extensive G-Saviour background information on all of the incredible characters. The manual is a fold-open standard 4 pages, including a look at the plates. On the back you've got a color guide, so I hope that you're good at painting. And you've got some shots of the G-Saviour all put together, but my big disappointment is that they didn't have enough information about the G-Saviour story and incredible scenes from the movie so you can recreate the action at home. And it also shows the stars, Cynthia Graves, portrayed by Will Smith, and the incredibly dashing lead character of Mark Curran, who is played by Jesus. A while back I thought about running a survey about who your favorite Gundam pilot is in all the series, but I really have to say we all know who the winner is going to be, and it's Mark Curran for sure. He's more manly than Lauren Sahak, he's more level-headed than Doman Cash, he never gives up on his friends, unlike Garrett Rand, and he gets laid a lot more than Kira Yamato, making him way cooler than all those other Universal Century pilots. And of course, well, we all know that he's 3 times cooler than Char. He also won, I should mention, Gundam Fights 1 through 17. But enough praising the movie, it's time to get to the kit itself. So once you put it all together, you're going to get a chest section, a leg and ass section. You're going to get 2 legs, the as yet unseen beam rifle and beam shield, 2 arms, a head unit, and you're going to get 1 extra fist and a single pink beam saber. Something else I should add is, like all the other reviews that you'll see on Gundam.tk, this kit is extensively airbrushed, so unless you're a professional modeler like me, don't expect the same results right out of the box. So here is the leg unit, and I have to say I'm glad they kept the traditional white feet alive as for Gundams, and skinny quadriceps, truly the mark of a champion. I was also glad to see that they kept the traditional anti-thong front skirt, and I really like the sleekness of the waist unit. There's not a lot of wasted parts or things sticking out all over the place, and that really reminds me of the sleekness of the GPO-3, and is a big improvement over the very, very fat-assed GPO-1. The chest unit shows off its 8-pack of abs, and I have to say that shiny gold stickers really goes a long way to show how much effort Bandai put into this high-quality, high-grade. But I think that the largest mark that the chest of the G-Saviour has had is that how much effect it's had on Gundams that have come out since, including the Master Grade F90 Silhouette formula, which is an obvious homage to G-Saviour. Also, it's good to see that unlike later Gundams, which tend to have the annoying habit of having 2 beam sabers stick out of the back, that very similar to the original RX-78-2 from the original series Mobile Fighter Gundam, that it goes back to the 1 beam saber sticking out of the right-left shoulder. For the arms, I thought skinny quad screamed champion, but no, skinny biceps truly does it, although we do get a different color scheme here with some black, blue, and gray all mixed in together. The arms have this much, 180 degrees of mobility, and they also rotate around the elbow, and the fists have all 5 fingers fully articulated and a place to attach the Roman Crusader shield. The head is another winning part of this G-Saviour, and I have to say especially I love the blue fin, which dates back to Gundam's second series, Beta Gundam, from 1987, and we also have a blue goatee, which really puts the Turn A's mustache to shame. A few other features worth bragging about. First of all, interchangeable weapons, you betcha. But even cooler than that is the fact that this chest, even though it doesn't come with its own core fighter, you're actually able to install the core fighter from any Gundam kit ever. Core Splendor, you name it. Now, the Perfect Grade 00 Riser was actually built with this kit in mind because the shoulders, yeah, you can mount the Perfect Grade 00 GN drives on there, and the waist section works with any action base because when Bandai made the action bases, they made it with the high-grade G-Saviour in mind. Now, somewhere around here, there must be bad guys waiting for 30 seconds for the requisite transforming and combining Gattai sequence, so hold on for that. Where's J. Kim to make a stop motion of this awesome transformation sequence? Thanks for waiting for my Gattai so the battle can begin. So here's a look at the 144th high grade G-Saviour, and I have to say that besides the sleekness, which I'm a real fan of, I don't like this mobile suit design at all, and so far I'm not a big fan of the model itself. In terms of posability, the legs have problems coming forward because the front skirt armor gets in the way, and they also don't go out very far, so don't expect it to do the splits. However, the arms have full mobility going around and at the elbows, so no problems there, and the head has a massive 18 points of articulation. Now you can see from this size comparison that the high-grade G-Saviour, because of its transformed from 18.2 to 18.7 meters, is actually as tall, if not a little bit taller, than the Master Grade New Gundam. It's also similar in size to the 144th V Gundam and comes with its own postcard, in this case, for Turkey. For weaponizing, you pull out a white peg on the left arm and plug in the beam shield, and add a very similar weapon to the GPO-2A's atomic bazooka. So now some final thoughts to wrap up on G-Saviour. I have to say that the future of the G-Saviour franchise looks bright, with more rumors of OVA spin-offs after 2010's sequel movie. In addition, we're going to get 3 more PS3 games after its successful and critically acclaimed PS2 game, and what will probably turn out to be a waggle fest for the Wii, starring SD G-Saviour and a bunch of kittens. And let's not forget its starring role in Gundam vs. G-Saviour on PSP Go. I'm also looking forward to the G-Saviour movie almost more than the 00, and I know that you won't want to wait a moment for it, so I'll be there with a camera so I can upload it for you, so no one has to wait even one more minute for its epicness. Anyway, as always, everybody, thanks for checking this out. Stay tuned for lots more serious reviews from www.gundam.kt. Whoosh! Hmm? You're still here? Don't tell me you're expecting a joke after all of that.